Alrighty. Hey, how is everybody doing today? So, the CoreWeave fiasco has got the stock tumbling today, and you see a lot of AI stocks pulling back, not just the AI sector, but almost every single sector, because not only has there been a major delay from the Texas water rainstorm that's impacting the construction of the data centers over there that were supposed to be good for CoreWeave, you also have the insider story telling something different about the AI market, where it's going and what we got coming here in the next few months. And maybe, just maybe, in order for us to have a Christmas rally, we have to see the market pull back first. Let's jump into it. So obviously we see some pullbacks here. CoreWeave was leading the way. They're down about 6.7%. After their IPO, at one point the stock was up to as high as $188 a share. They're now back down to $64. Very normal to have that type of movement after an IPO, but not so normal to see the massive correction when they're IPOing, and you would expect them to hold some of the AI momentum. Because yeah, they could pull back because of the IPO and then the hype fades. But yeah, right now you see a big pullback there. But what does the story tell? If you look at a stock like APLD, which we've been covering for a while, they officially pulled all the way back down here to the levels that we were saying if they pull down to, it's a full recovery back down. You can kind of see the overall trend that we've seen on CoreWeave since $3 a share, when they were holding here and just uptrending, holding above this green or this orange line, and they just pulled back recently. And as you can tell, APLD sold down to as low as $21 a share. Now, today, that's a 10% dip there. Over on APLX, that's a 20% dip. For me, we were in TSSI. That's a position I got that's down quite some bit now at 750. We entered right there around $8. We'll see how that one goes over the next few days. But why would you not sell APLD? I mean, according to Wall Street Journal, you're looking at the tech stocks, CoreWeave's staggering fall from the market grace highlights AI bubble fears. Now, I'm not an AI bubble terrorist. I'm not a AI bubble advocator. In fact, I think that we're just getting started here, but the volatility is real. You could see that share prices, with the exception of Broadcom having a positive month here, or the end of September, it says that the high profile short seller is predicting the AI bubble, predicting a collapse. Same for that he predicted the collapse of Enron or what have you. But as you can tell, the main reason that they're justifying the sell-off in CoreWeave as of recently was the biggest problems began with a very low-tech nuisance, unexpectedly turbulent rainstorms in North Texas. Over the summer, heavy rains and winds caused a roughly 60-day delay at a construction site in Denton, small city north of Dallas, preventing contractors from pouring concrete for a major AI data center complex. That was according to people familiar with the matter. As a result, the completion dates for the huge data center cluster, consisting of about 260 megawatts for CoreWeave and OpenAI, pushed about several months. Now, that's several months. That's an entire quarter. That's one of the data centers. But I just saw a comment on our channel yesterday, and inside of Stockmate, some of the best comments from all of our members. We got Lawrence in here. I think it was Zane maybe that commented yesterday that said that he works at the company that constructs the data centers for APLD, which is one of the major contractors for the CoreWeave company. APLD stock is the constructor of data centers. They recently signed a deal with CoreWeave that's about $11 billion in anticipated leases, and they've been building this data center. And in the press releases we've seen come out, they've actually got things up and running in certain areas. You can see phase 2 ready for service at Polaris Forge 1, fully energizing the first 100 megawatt building. So there's other parts of the CoreWeave conversation that you got to look at where they are seeing the data centers go online, and there's been no slowdown in usage or innovation in the AI market. I mean, if we're using AI in the Prophecy app, I was just searching some stocks here. You could search up any stock you want. In fact, let's go ahead and search APLD here. Let's pull it up, get the full search going on, and let's just start from here actually, APLD. All right, and as you can see, we have the analysis projecting some red. They were projecting some red from Prophecy when we were using the Grok AI, but I share this with you because we're also using AI right now, and thousands of people are using AI, or thousands of generations just from our app, our company. I can tell from my company that's in finance that supplies models, AI models for the entries and exits of different stocks. So you could search any stock here. And we saw some interesting, outlooks from Grok, fairly bullish, but anticipating more of a pull down towards tomorrow for APLD. You can see that bearish outlook on the $22 price point according to the AI, but then anticipating recoveries into the next month and then into the next year, definitely bullish up into that $30 range. So what gives? You got AIs. Again, if I go here, I look at our usage, we have thousands of users using our, for example, Grok, or thousands of requests. Thousands, look at this, 2.4 million tokens here from Claude. So I know that AI is highly valuable. I've been using it quite often. And obviously it's not something that's valueless. It's something that's big companies are using all the time, and we're using more and more. So when we look at this article here from CoreWeave, why would they be so bearish? Well, first of all, you see the sell-offs kick in because of it. And then you also see Micron just come out with their earnings. What does the story say? Because in StockMate this morning, we were looking at the upcoming earnings for today. Micron shoots up revenue 22% year over year. Micron surged after hours, telling a different story. MU stock, that's Micron Technology, they actually jumped up after hours on increased revenue for their AI infrastructure. So they're continuing to rally. They have a very consistent uptrend. Nvidia beat earnings, and AMD has been doubling their revenues. So the financials, again, we're just seeing a pullback, very normal. I wouldn't say that it's going to be super long-winded, but we do see this big setup for 2026. And you don't want to be on the wrong side of things in 2026. In 2024, when we were getting ready for 2025, the markets were shaky at best into that fall season. And then after the elections into 2025, we saw massive rallies that most investors missed out on, and they were very upset about it. And frankly, I don't want you to be there. If you are serious about 2026 and you want to stay up on it, definitely make sure to subscribe, but also realize these AI companies, they're just getting started. While there's a lot of, scarcity, and you have a day where things turn super red and the short-term traders get upset, and it's been the story that the shorts get wiped out very quickly in this AI market when things continue up. So right now, very key level for APLD, continuing this uptrend. They're holding above $20 a share, which is a key level. And we'll see how they hold if this is their trend. If they break pattern further, okay, we'll have to reevaluate, as they do have a support down just under $20 a share. But don't miss it. 2026 is definitely going to be the year when you're going to see a lot more profits. APLD, for example, we're just waiting to see some of the revenues show up. There are so many different stocks like BITF that you look at where they're converting from the Bitcoin to the AI infrastructure. And then you got cloud infrastructure related to quantum, which is integrating with the AI data centers. So you don't want to miss it again. And if you guys want to tune on into our daily live trading sessions, second link in the description below for StockMate. We were calling out this earnings this morning on Micron and why it's important. And that is a good earnings that came out. We have 30 one, millionaires inside of StockMate. So if you want to surround yourself with investors who have been through the volatility, they're up and they even get to short and make money on the way down. Occasionally we do that. Then in StockMate, you get our daily live trading, you get our targets for the week. You can send me a message if you'd like. I'm there for you as well. And on top of that, you get a free t-shirt when you join and a bunch of books, good resources like that. If you haven't already, I have this book. If you guys haven't seen it, we wrote it before ChatGPT. It teaches you how to learn, how to actually set your plan, your trading plan, ordinary versus profitable, no plan, emotional, FOMO, pump and dumps versus the trading plans, the discipline, the long-term mindset, the mindset that matters, how to build your account and not have any panics in modes like this. And example of a trading plan, what does low risk versus high profit look like, so that you can be able to manage the risk on the shorter term trades and make money on the longer term ones. That is the name of the game. Emotional IQ, all that good stuff. In that book you get for free in StockMate. So again, would love to see you there at Market Open tomorrow morning. Second link in the description to unlock it. See my entries, see my exits, and join us there at Market Open. Would love to see you there. Again, it's the second link in the description down below. If I earned your thumbs up, hit the like button, make sure to subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one. Take care.